I couldn't go straight to bed last night. Per usual, many undone things wedged themselves between my toes, under the crevices of my hairs and the blankets of my lids. Surprisingly, the fear of tomorrow morning did not sit alone in my rattled chest. A constant company at night, this fear was, for the first time in a very long time, coupled by a lingering tug at the edge of my mouth, the smile of a girl with a crush. Many avenues of my recent life prod through my memory, as horrible twists and turns into dark alleyways and useless dead ends. I've always carried myself with a pride that allowed me to strut through the infested puddles under ominously flickering lights, past cowering ready to pounce rats. Such an ego even equipped me with the hope to break through those brick walls in life's endless maze of seemingly harmless vicissitudes and aching, sharp pains. With the strength of Superman, nothing could stand in my way. I don't know what particularly happened, but one day I decided to let it go. Let the fight take over because I knew I would come back eventually. I just didn't know when. Sylvia Plath said something about March, that one day in March she would wake up as a new person. When, Sylvia? When will that day come? Some Tumblr post rehashed on my school's side chat unveiled the monumental question we intuitively want to know from the queen of winter depression and youthful disillusionment. My patience for my sober reality was thinning by the second for a good chunk of February. It first began with the nightly decompression. Amidst the abandonment of my friends, and thereby the entire life I felt obligated to stay entangled with, my substance use was the only plot device I could cling to that would make the storyline fit. Things stopped fitting for a while. As a writer and a strong advocate for the poetry of life and the universe and its cruel humor, I become so distantly afraid of forgetting the puppet strings hammered into the cruxes of our necks and the fraying inches at the edges of our spines. Needless to say, every aching moment I commit myself to this life is doomed to never be a real component of life itself. I was drunk on awareness. It is my folly, it is my promise. It is my great love, it is my obituary. It is the red ink that crosses my T's and the whiteout to my pain. I must admit that as I write this, I might give this my all. I might reveal all of my cards because I even fear you, faceless reader. Ah, I've strayed too far from my point. Needless to say, as a writer, my greatest peaks and toughest sorrows are ultimately undermined by my faith as a writer. Every pain, every great love, and every surge of hope are just plot devices to upturn me to a very specific ending. Because, dare I say, I know how this ends. The same way death is inevitable, the same way I know many things that I'm not at liberty to reveal. For a good week, the doctors thought I was schizophrenic. They still do. Horrifyingly, there's something that twists inside of me with some hint of familiarity when they said they briefly mentioned it as a possibility. Logic. I decided I won't follow through with the evaluations. I'm prone to making illogical choices like that, such as this one. I don't give a fuck about drafts. I don't give a fuck about being disliked. I don't give a fuck about whether this is literary art, uncharacteristically humid, or deterministically nihilistic. Almost every night, I ask myself whether I will commit my last hour of the day to being the person I hope being incarnated from the previous evening, which is typically fraught with tosses and turns in my dissatisfaction for using my new chance at a naked 24 hours correctly. For the first time in weeks, I was compelled in love, warmed by the reminder of my heart, and I needed to shout it to the world. For the first time in weeks, I spent my 24 hours in a way my workaholism didn't calculate and was pleasantly okay with it. I was okay.
Like, I speak anymore right now. I've lost my voice. It's like fucking. It's just really looked down upon to me so far off my feet that somehow naivety